You know, this is the second time. It's literally just about probably 10 minutes after I made the last video. I just sort of watched it back just to see what I look like, whether or not I look like an idiot and all those kind of things. And I've got to say, despite what I thought, I don't think I do really. I'll try my best just to be honest in these things and let you know how I'm feeling because we all need to do it. And I was so scared of looking foolish, like really fucking stupid. And ultimately, like, even though I've told myself my whole life that it doesn't matter what other people think, I've been completely and utterly worried about that on a soul level, on a kind of subconscious level, I suppose. I've been worried about that, and it's so utterly dumb because fear of looking foolish will stop you from saying things. Fear of fear of judgment will stop you from being you, and I've known that my whole life, and yet it's only just now, like after 40 years, that I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. You know, I mean, I looked at myself before and I just looked at my face and I was like, when the fuck did I end up looking like that? Like, for fuck's sake, it's quite like a shock, you know, like, look at me, like, way too big. I've got too much fat on me. Like, I've never once put moisturizer on my skin, despite everyone telling me that I should do that, because I thought, fuck that, I'm not going to be a part of the beauty industry. They're all a bunch of old, horrible, disgusting people, like with their carts going around to villages. Come and get the cure. You need the cure. What, you're not sick? But are you sick? Are you sure you're not sick? I think you might be sick. Take this cure. You need it. Otherwise, you'll get sick. I didn't want to be part of that because, for fuck's sake, like, it's just exploitation of people's vulnerability at its worst. Nobody needs makeup. Nobody needs to look beautiful their whole lives, because there might be one moment in your life when you look perfect. Oh, and then it's fucking gone. Like, why try and cling on to that tiny little moment of like, oh, because ultimately that moment means fucking nothing. It's a moment. It's gone. Get over it. Be a beautiful person. Be happy with who you are. You know, these are all the things that I've always told myself. And yet still, when I'm going to a store and I can't find a shirt that fucking isn't some boring piece of shit, it doesn't in any way express who I am. When I go into a shop and I can't find a pair of shorts that I think they're cool, I just think they fit. I still feel shit about myself. It's hilarious because I know not to. Even in that state, even in that process, it's a basic human thing to feel insecure about yourselves. And they've exploited it in such a way that even though I objectively can see that, I'm still on some subconscious level buying into it. It's genius, but it's evil genius. Honestly, what we all need to realize is that if we've got wrinkles and if we've got warty things and if we've got sort of blemishes where we picked a zip too hard when we were a teenager, and if our beard isn't trimmed perfectly, if we have a beard, if this doesn't work, if we're a bit flabby here, if these things have got, oh, I've got, what are these bags? Oh, that's bad wrinkles. Oh, my eyebrows, I haven't trimmed them ever in my entire life. Maybe I should start doing that. What's with this hairstyle? It looks so stupid and I'm thinning on top. It's ridiculous. I'm going grey. What are people going to say about me? It doesn't fucking matter. None of it fucking matters. We should all just get over ourselves and realize that none of it matters. The only thing that matters is whether or not I can be honest with you, I can be honest with myself, you can be honest with you, and you can be honest with me. That's all that matters. All the rest of it is just exploitation and pointless shit. None of it actually matters. And you all know that none of it makes you happy. You know that. There are women applying 16 layers of makeup every morning, putting on lipstick and making themselves look perfect, and they're still thinking they look like shit. Still, after all that, after giving hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars every month or year to people willing to exploit that insecurity rather than help them through it, even after all that, they still think they're ugly. It doesn't work. They've sold you a disease. They've sold you a cure. The cure doesn't work, so you think you've got a disease. They sell you more cure. It's like, stop buying into it. We all need to stop buying into it. I am finally, hopefully, stopping buying into it because it has been debilitating. As I moved back to Australia about 7 years ago, it was a major drama, and I shall tell you all about it later, maybe. But in that process, from then to now, I have put on weight steadily. I mean, when I got here, I was quite slim, and I'd already put on a bit of weight, but certainly about 8 years or so ago, I was really slim. I was incredibly fit, and I was super, super happy, like just beaming joy everywhere. It was nauseating. But when I got back to Australia, that all changed. And over a period of time, I've sort of lost all of that. I've lost who I was. And this is a part of the process of building that back up again. But through that whole 7 years, I've really kind of been looking at myself thinking how much I've deteriorated. And really, that's coming from a place that I'm upset because I've allowed myself to lose the beautiful things that I liked about myself. And that is being projected outwards in this form, in me eating too much. And I mean, anytime I've ever been fat in my life, it's because I've been unhappy. And that's not just a generalization. In my personal experience, that has absolutely been fact. I've been trying to fill a void, like we all do, But the fact is that void, it's a manufactured thing. It's been bred into you for generations of people telling you you're not worthy. You're not because you're worth it. It's the most ironic statement I've ever seen in advertising. Put this shit on your face to desperately try to make yourself feel better because you're worth it. Really, all they're saying is because I want your money. That is just, imagine that a villain, a Bond villain, is saying that because you're worth it in a sarcastic way, and that will explain to you how I see advertising. Anytime I see anything on any ad, all I can see is how desperately they're trying to get me to buy into a concept or to associate their product with a concept in order that they can get my money. Anytime an ad says, we're the bank that cares about you. Honestly, imagine a James Bond villain is saying that after James Bond has said, but how could you be so evil? Because we're the bank who cares about you. That is exactly what advertising is. It's like some hilarious form of sarcasm that we just haven't quite got. Please see it for what it is, folks. Anyway, it certainly was a debilitating thing for me, but I'm so fucking over it, as I've said before. So, oh god, this video has gone for 8 minutes. I thought I would click on this button and I would have nothing to say. Honestly, I thought I'd be like, what am I going to say? And then I thought, fuck it, just press the button, see what comes out. I'm probably going to end up repeating myself many times. Who knows? I've written a bunch of stuff recently at the moment that has been just pure and honest, and I might even end up reading that. So some songs have been popping in my head and all sorts of stuff. But basically, this, as I said, is a step towards kind of who knows what I will be in 2 years. Who knows? Anyway, signing off, I guess. 9 minutes. All right. Look, I'll try and keep all of these under 10 minutes, I promise. Okay, bye.